Hey guys, so a lot of you have been asking me about composition and this kind of thing, so I just thought I'd go through some things tonight which might be useful. Now, as you can see, I've got plain bit of paper. I'm going to get cracking straight away so you're not looking at plain paper for too long. So let's talk composition first of all. What I want to do, just to make this a bit more interesting, is I'm going to do a trick that a lot of comic book artists do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to if say our horizon line was running along like that, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to tilt it. I'm going to tilt it. Don't ask me what degree angle this is, but I'm going to tilt it like that. So my horizon line is running like that. So lines that run, is the word perpendicular? I don't know, I wasn't very good at school. But the 90-degree lines off it would run like that. So it just adds a little bit of instant sort of interest to your composition. Talking compositionally, you get that for free. You know, do a little bit of a tilt. You don't need to do as much tilt on it as that. You can put a very slight tilt on it. Just adds something to it. Just gives you something for nothing. You might not see any of these. These are all working lines, what we call working lines. You might not see any of these on the end result, but let's see what we do. Now, I just had a really kind of sketchy idea about what I was going to do, because I've got no real clue what I'm going to do. I want to do something robotic, do something like sort of a tank. By tank I mean like a sort of a tank that holds fluid, you know. Now how are we going to see it? So I want it to be dynamic. So either I'm looking down on it or I'm looking up at it, or you've noticed that I haven't put vanishing points in because I tend to want to work a bit looser than that for myself. Okay, so this is, we're sort of looking up at the structure as it stands. In fact, okay, so if horizon line's there, this is sort of, strictly speaking, this is the level of our eye, the horizon line just there. So if I bring that down there, I can just about get away with that, maybe. Okay, a bit of a cheat there, but you see where I'm going with this? So there's my object. The reason I'm doing this in real time as well is because people have been asking to see it in real time rather than just time lapse, and I understand that, because you can't see everything that I'm doing in time lapse because it happens very quick. So I get it. Okay, so you can see that's basically a sort of transparent container. There we go. Okay, now the perspective on that would not be on that horizon line. I cheated that completely, because if you look at the way that line swoops down and this line swoops up, the horizon line would actually be about there. However, I'm not going to let that bother me, and you shouldn't let it bother you either, because the finished product is everything. So there's my box. Now you notice that the lines are slightly bowed, and I do that because it means that it's not stiff. It's not sort of stiff and static, it's a tiny bit more dynamic. There we go. Okay, there it is. There's my box. I'm also going to work as quickly as I possibly can, because you don't want to have to hang around for results, do you? You want to see it. So where are we going to go now? Oh my god, what am I going to do with this? Right, so now these lines have to work in perspective with the lines I've already laid down. So all these lines will taper to a point, in theory, that goes up there. Forget the horizon line. That was just sort of, you know, a working line, essentially, that I've not ended up using. I mean, honestly, a lot of the time I put a horizon line in and stuff like that just for my own sense of confidence, you know, just so I don't sort of completely bottle it. But as you can see, I'm putting the working lines in that you could see here. I just rub them out there, but there you go. So the horizon line really runs like that now. Again, I don't know why I'm doing that really, because it's not that important. I just wanted you to see that. Okay, that's in there, that's in there. Oh, do I want something up there? Yes, I do. Okay. I also don't really know what I'm doing on this. I haven't planned anything out hugely. So really, anything can happen there. There we go. Yeah, I don't know where it's going to go. Hopefully it'll go somewhere. There we go. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. By the way, I mean, you know, those of you are sort of, how can I say it? Those of you who like accuracy, who like technical drawing, that sort of stuff. I mean, you know, I would drive you people mad. I took technical drawing at school, and I used to drive my teacher nuts because of this, basically. Because I prefer to jam. That's why, you know, in the end I went into basically art and illustration rather than anything technical, because when you have to measure things to the millimetre or anything like that, I just find it really tedious. Honestly, I do. I find it really, really boring. And I know some people are really cut out for that. They're very good, they're very accurate. And they love accuracy, and they love measuring things out. Oh, I missed that. There we go. They love measuring things out to the millimetre and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I can't think of anything worse. Kills it for me. But that's because I like to keep things very, very loose. So, yeah, okay. Oh, now where's the bottom of the screen? Okay, so that's going to drop off the bottom of the screen, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Got to keep one eye on the screen so you don't lose me. Okay, all right. Now, what I wanted to do, I don't know if it's going to work. I wanted to do like a pair of eyes in there, like eyeballs or something. Picture it that way. Is that right size? That'll do it, I reckon. Do it, yeah, maybe. That's not quite the right size, I don't think. Is it? Don't know, I can't tell. Now I come to look at it, I don't particularly love it, actually. Actually, where's the water level? So I'm going to put liquid in here, so I need to get a level. So if it sort of runs like that, that's the top. There you go, there's the surface. See that? So the surface runs. Just the edge of the liquid should not touch the sides of the container. I don't know if you can tell there. I don't know if I can tell there, actually. That's the thing about sketching, you know, it's very loose to begin with. Do I like them eyeballs? Not much. Not much, let me tell you. In fact, I'm going to bin that idea off. I don't like it. This, by the way, is another reason that I wanted to work in real time, because this is how I work. I get bored of things almost instantly, and complicate things. I want to change them up, and that's just part of, you know, my process, how that works. And you can see it. You can't see it in time lapse. You can see it only in real time. Okay. All right. Where now? What now? So it might be quite nice to do. Once I do this sort of brain, maybe I can do that again. Quite like that. This sort of. Oh yeah, I quite like that, you know. I quite like that kind of weird sort of, you know, spongy kind of, lots of little folds and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Probably. Okay. This is, I'm just seeing, basically I'm just seeing if the shape will work. If I can have a rough idea of the shape. And I've just got, there we go, just, at this stage, I don't, you know, I'm not that precious about the whole thing, you know, if this is, you know, I can go back and redo this, but as long as I'm reasonably happy with what I'm seeing, then I don't mind. But if I look at it and go, oh, that definitely don't work, then I sack it off, do something else. Okay. Put a big tube going into it there. There we go. To be small, that's further away. There we go. I should be talking through this process, shouldn't I? Sorry, I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that you need to know what I'm doing. Hang on. Where's my... Right. This is my accurate eraser. So what I've done there, I had a little pipe going in there, and there needs to be another pipe on the other side. Well, you know, in theory, anyway. But this is nearer to the camera. This is nearer to us. That's further away. So that is fatter than that. I know this is very basic stuff, and most of you will go, well, yeah, of course. But not everybody realises that. Not everybody knows that sort of stuff. So, there we go. I might come back and redo that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, I've done something like this before. Last time I did it, I did a big pair of glasses on it. How should I do this? Might be nice to do his hand first, actually. If I do his hand, if I put a big, actually, where's the... Okay, this is where composition comes in handy, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to kill really important parts. If you know you've got to overlap parts of your illustration, you don't want to kill really important parts of it. So, now where's my... Okay, I cut off there, don't I? So you're not going to see anything beyond that. Might just move that so you can see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put... I need to know where the edge of his thumb... So I have to have a good idea about what sort of hand I want to do at this point. I want to do a hand that's going to be pointing. So if I stick his thumb in there, that's it, yeah, okay. You can point down there. There you go. For those who've seen my my video about drawing cartoon hands and all that sort of stuff, you'll be very familiar with this. Circles are a cartoonist's best friend. and all that. There we go. Oh, that thumb's a bit big, isn't it? Is it? Is it? Or can I get away with that? I reckon I might just trim it off a bit. There, that's better. That's better. Okay. So now what you're looking at there is the reason I've stuck it there. If I'd have stuck it further over there, I start to kill these kind of areas, and I don't really want to do that. As it is, I've killed the quarter of the tank now. I'll just rub it out so you can't see it anymore. And there you go. You can see that that sits there now. And now this one over here. So this is further away. So this hand needs to be smaller. I know this will all seem very obvious to those of you who've been in the game a long time, but not everybody has been in the game a long time. So bear with us. What shall I do here? Shall I do... one of them? I'm like the worst for changing my mind as well. I do it a lot. I look at something and then think, nah, I prefer something else actually. Actually, that's quite nice. That's quite nice, and the reason that's quite nice is it can be holding something there. I wasn't going to have him holding anything, but I will. There you go. It can be holding a little cap. There you go. He's holding a cap. Not sure the size of that brain is right. I think it needs to come out more. I think that needs to be there, and this needs to be over there a bit. Am I right on that? Is it that important? Maybe it's not. Okay. Now, ideally, okay. Now this is more advanced composition. What I'm going to tell you now. If you're working with transparencies or translucencies like this is liquid, so you see through it. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to stick stuff in the background where you can half see it here and half see it through there, because then when you come to colour, you can use a little sort of what seems like a very sophisticated method to colour it. It's a very, very simple thing to do, but it's very effective. I don't know what that would be, because like I said before, I've got no plan so far in doing this. There's no plan, because that was the whole point as well, coming with no plan, because it shows you how to, I'm trying to show you how to come to the page with nothing to go on, That's the whole idea. Because once you start jamming, you'll come up with something. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, so this is why it's always good to sketch a lot as well, because you start to get the measure of, like, you notice I've just shortened his finger there. I just thought that looks too long. It's better if I just shorten that a little bit. If you draw a lot, it means that you can get ideas about what might work. Like I've worked with pipes and stuff in the past, big sort of pipes like this. So I'll put a big pipe in like that. There you go. Then there'll be like other smaller pipes and so on running up. I don't need to worry too much about them at this stage. that'll be they'll come into their own in the inking stage. I'll just get a general idea of where they sit. Okay. What next? It'd be good if I could get something back there, but I don't know what. I'm not quite sure what. What could it be? It could be another character. That's going to take quite a lot of time to do. I'm still concerned about this brain. I'm looking at it thinking, does it matter? You know, because I could just start again and shift it to the right. But really, you know, is it going to be a waste of my time? Often, as an artist, you're going to be thinking that. You're going to be thinking, is it going to be a waste of my time doing this thing? Because if it is, then just leave it. Even if you don't particularly like it that much, you know. Could just be a waste of your time to start mucking about with it. Time is a precious resource, right? I'm not sure if these, what do you call them? There's a name for these. The folds and the convolutions, that's in there. Is it? I didn't do very well at school, I'll be honest with you. Okay. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that actually. I'm still quite excited about the idea of putting some glasses on him or something, but I'm just thinking how I can do it. Again, so with the glasses, it's a bit easier because the glasses are also transparent, so I won't kill what's behind it. I've just got to work out the best way of doing it, really. Also, I'm going to work out how to put it in perspective with the perspective that I've got, because clearly I've got perspective here. Okay, yeah, that's that like that. That's probably about there. Except if they stick out like that. Okay, yeah, because that lifts it off the surface a little bit. That's quite nice. Of course, every line you lay down over something you've laid down before makes it very tricky if you need to get rid of it. Okay, where's the middle on that? Probably about there. Okay, so I want to find them. Yeah, so there's a middle. So this will be this side. Actually, that really needs to come further. Actually, no, it doesn't. I don't think so. Hang on. So if I put a big arm, see the arm of them glasses is slightly killing my brain there. See what I mean? It takes a big chunk of the brain out there. Maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's all right. I'm going to go with it for now. All right, let's get these glasses in. Yeah, so you'd see most of this. So again, that arm needs to go in there as well. made life slightly difficult for myself. I didn't need to do this. I don't know what that's going to look like when it's inked. No idea. It's worth mentioning that, you know, your sketch is just your sketch as well. You know, often when you're inking, you'll have ideas where you kind of think, actually, I know something will work better there, and you'll pull it around. I'm just trying to decide what sort of glasses I'm giving. I could just do them sort of glasses where everything's a bit transparent. I can't quite decide. That's why when I can't decide stuff, you'll always know, because I always sort of go over lines that I've done before, like I'm doing now. Start to, you know, and what that is my brain is trying to work out the next bit of space, whatever it is, you know, or the next bit of form, and is slightly struggling to do it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's all right like that. I'm going to chance it. So, okay. Bit of composition stuff. This again, and again, tricks from comic book creators. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a panel. I'm going to create the panel, and this character is going to sit outside the panel. So, rough dimensions, where do I cut off there? That's fine. So this character is going to sit outside the panel, and I'll run the panel right over here, because what I want to do ultimately, so this one's going to sit outside. Oh, in fact, you know what, I could, oh, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? If I tuck him in at the bottom, there you go, that's even better. Forget all this at the bottom. So I'll do it like he's coming out of the panel, like that. So he's emerging from the panel. And over here, I'll do a bit of background, and I'll do a bit of deep background. So I'll just be able to use colour, and you'll see when I colour that what I mean by that. So, anything else I need to do on there? I mean, really, I need to look at the detail now. I need to get some detail in there, because there's no detail. So, stuff like, there we go. Just like little vents and stuff. Okay. What else? Really, I should have done some. I should have done a bit of robotic stuff. I wonder if I can do. I wonder if arms on there would be good. Would they be good? No, I hate that. Forget that. No arms on him, I don't think. What else could I do? down that road. I don't know how much of this you can see anyway. It's always good to hint at stuff, behind stuff, you know, gives a lot of life to your drawing. If you've got stuff tucked in behind stuff. Yeah, okay. I don't know what would be good. If we just had a bit of a spray can pointing out there, poking out, can come over into our liquid there. There we go. And yeah, that could work quite nicely, in theory, anyway. We'll see. I guess one of the, actually, maybe I'll do it all wafty rather than bubbly. Or maybe I'll do it both. Okay, what else? What else? Anything else? Really, I'd want to put my name in there somewhere. What about if I, what I could do, okay. Yeah. I haven't really thought about this actually, I haven't thought that one through. I know what I'll do. No, that's not even enough room to do that. So what I don't want really is negative space that is not working for me, and that is not working for me. That's potentially working for me. I can't really explain why. This is going to work for me because I'm going to put deep background in there, so that's fine. I've got no problems there. This down here just looks like I've sort of not done anything there, which is true. I haven't. So really, I want to be getting something going on down there, ideally. And what would be good? Probably something like, I mean, what I could do, I could do a little heavy rain down there, maybe. Oh, no, there's no room, One very, very tight room. Oh, if I tuck the G in there, yeah. And then the N goes in there as well. So the I is outside the box, but the G and the N tuck inside the box. You see what that is? You'll see it when it's inked anyway. Good. All right, and now I want to do a little bit of I'm going to do a bit of a cloud, I think, because I like a bit of cloud. I know not everybody does, but I certainly do. It's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? And I am a bit old-fashioned. There you go. Bit of cloud there. Shall I do a cute down there? I could do. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a go. The question is, can I get it in without killing all this space? Because that's why I'm trying to tuck it down here, because I want this space to work for me a bit. That's fine. That's fine. That works. That works well enough for me. There we, yeah, there we go. Compositionally, really, there needs to be a bit. I mean, not that it matters, but you don't want the sort of line just vanishing off there, creating a chunk of stuff that nobody knows what it is. It doesn't really matter that much, but it will probably matter to you when you do it. So, my composition is complete. That's it. That's the sketch that I will ink. That's taken me 37 minutes to draw that. I've been working as quick as I can because I don't want you getting too bored by it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do some time lapse, because inking it will take at least this time again, at least, maybe more, because I've got to do all this different stuff and it's different colours and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to ink it in time lapse, and then I'm going to come back and do some more chat. Alright, that's me inking done. Pretty much, mostly done it. You can see I've used different colours. I'll show you what I've used. I'm on the old Stabilos here, the 0.88s, them ones, and the old Staedtler pigment liner, the 0.4. And the reason I've done it like this is because I'm going for colour variation and contrast. And this is the only problem, right, when you're inking, is that you've got to decide what colours you're going to use if you're going to use outliners like this. Because the reason the tank is like that is because that's going to be yellow, that's going to be pinks. For the bubbles, I'm going to do oranges, and for that I'm going to do a pink in there, and I'm going to do a blue in there. Them colours might not work. It's a bit of a gamble, because even though I've used these colours loads and loads of times, they might not work. You've always got to take that chance, really. So when you play it safe, you do monochromatics, because monochromatics always work together, because basically you're just using one colourway. You can make it easy for yourself by using two colours as well. That keeps it nice and simple. But yeah, it's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a risk, but you know, you've got to take risks, really, haven't you? I mean, sometimes you've got to make a mess. Sometimes it works out nicely. Sometimes you make a mess. You can see what I mean by this boundary box. Now you can see much better what I mean by that. This is bursting out here. It's bursting out the top. This is bursting out the side. This is sort of contained within it, and that's just popped out the side there as well. So it's a nice kind of it's a nice sort of playful way to delineate the space, and comic book creators have been doing it for years and years and years. Jack Kirby and Neil Adams and all them guys, you know, they came up with most of these tricks. Walt Simonson and who else? Oh, is that amazing? Will Eisner, absolute geniuses when it comes to this sort of composition. So I'll go over composition again at the end, but right now I've got to crack on and colour it, because that's probably another hour's worth of work. So let's get stuck in. I'll do it in time lapse. Right, so it's all finished. Now, I could do more to this, because, you know, you can always do more, but you don't want to over-egg it, right? I talk about that a lot, over-egging stuff. You can really over-egg a piece. Let's just chat about composition to kick off with. So, I'll reiterate this again. You can change your horizon line. In the end, it was sort of irrelevant, because that's not what I did with the background anyway. But horizon line is a really good one. It's just a really quick cheat, you know. Rather than work straight like that, you just tilt the whole thing. That's the first thing. You'll notice that I stuck my character over the left-hand side, and as I was jamming it, you know, you saw me do it, I came up with the idea of putting this boundary box there and having him come out of the boundary box of the panel. That's a spontaneous decision that I just happened to make. You could think about that beforehand. You know, I very rarely plan anything, to be honest with you. I like working spontaneously, because I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know I was going to draw that tonight. You know, I like the way that happens. If you don't like working spontaneously, that's fine. You can just plan all this stuff, basically. You could stick your character on the right-hand side, leave some space over here. Now, what I did in the background, this is why I left the negative space. You see this? I put a light yellow as a full sort of backdrop fill, and then a darker yellow, and I just put that outline in there. And then I put a slightly lighter yellow than that one, and put another couple there, and they represent these things, but in a distance. And as you can see, it's just very effective. It's impressionistic. There's no great detail on it. It's just a general shape, but that's all you need, because the foreground is where you should be looking. This is where the detail is. In the background, you only need to hint at what is there. What else can I tell you about that? So that's a general rule. If you're creating backgrounds, this is a good general rule. The further you push something into the background, the lighter it becomes, the lighter the value. So I'll just put them back down. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the yellows for you that I used. I used 156 as the lightest one, a 164 as the next, and a 158 as the darkest. Them three. For all the yellows you can see there, I used them 3 yellows. Very effective. So when I say if you want to achieve great effects, you have to have at least 2 of a colour, preferably 3. Because 3, then you can do something like that. Push things right into the background, that sort of stuff. Now you saw me as I was building composition. Look at the use of negative space. So the way this goes, basically goes like this, swoops down through the panel, which means that all up here is open and negative space. I didn't have to do anything with it if I didn't want to. I could have just left it open, because that negative space gets to work for you. It makes this, this is where the eye goes. It goes like that. It's drawing the eye. So technically the idea is, this is your main character. You probably look here, swoop down there, roughly. That's roughly how it's supposed to work. If it doesn't work like that, some people's brains don't work like that, and it's absolutely fine, because I've kept all this. There's something to look at in this whole lot just here, and this is what happens if you fill a space too much. If you overfill, a lot of people think they've got to fill a whole page. What happens if you fill a whole page is the eye often doesn't know where to look. It's too busy. There's too much going on, and so it opts out. It sort of goes, I don't want to do it anymore. Turn the page. I don't want it. You've got to give us room, give us space to appreciate what we're seeing. So, just bits. I mean, I could keep going on this for ages, but it's my bedtime. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Secondary light source, obviously, stuck loads of oranges over here. I used 2 oranges and a red over here. By the way, I didn't expect this to be a full-blown thing, so I used very, very cheap cartridge paper. This is really thin and really cheap, so that's why I had to go careful with the blends, because if you try and blend on this kind of paper, you'll just tear it up. So I had to go a bit careful. It got a bit ratty in some of the bits where I had to go over stuff, but generally I was just trying to put like one coat on things. What else can I tell you about that? Yeah, just a reminder, the lines are not straight. Can you see that? They are slightly bowed on my main character there. They're slightly bowed, and that gives a sort of illusion of dynamism. If you rather than do straight line, because I could have done it just as a block. I could have, you can still do that. It's a nice angle for that and everything, but it gives an illusion of movement if you bow the lines. So everything so the character's going that way, the energy's swooping that way. It's a pleasurable dynamic to witness, if you like. So anyway, with that, I'm going to wrap up there. If you have any questions, then stick them in the comments. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that, guys.